This is program number 4 in the lubrication series. During this program, you will learn certain important lubrication procedures. First, we shall look at oil level checking and oil draining. After which, we shall look at the greasing of grease points. And finally, you will learn how to pack a bearing correctly. We begin with oil checks, which means checking that an oil level is correct. Perhaps the most common device we use to check oil level is known as a dipstick. Dipsticks are marked to give us maximum and minimum oil levels. We'll learn how to read the dipstick shortly. This machine incorporates its dipstick with the oil reservoir's filler cap. This is commonly encountered on production machinery. Another common oil level checking device is this level indicator, also known as a sight gauge, because at a glance we can see the oil level. Some units have what we call a level plug, which is removed to check the level. If oil trickles out, then we know the unit is full. Most machines and engines have an oil filler through which we pour in the necessary oil. On some equipment, oil is filled through the level plug hole using a pump such as this gear oil bucket. A very important thing to remember whenever you are filling oil is cleanliness. All equipment must be thoroughly clean before it can be used to carry oil. You must also clean around the filler neck area to prevent any dirt from falling into the machine. If you are going to pour oil directly from a container, then make sure that there is no dirt or grit on the container top itself. When pouring oil, always pour slowly to prevent what is called an airlock from blowing oil back out of the filler. Wipe up any spillage and replace the filler cap when you've finished. Oil level is important. Let's look at how we check this. Where a machine has an oil level dipstick, as mentioned earlier, we must always clean around it first. The dipstick is now removed and the oil wiped off. The dipstick is then put back and pushed fully in. Now it is pulled out carefully, and keeping it upright, we read the level. Do not hold the stick upside down. This will show you the wrong level. We notice where the oil is stuck to the metal stick. There are marks on the stick. This is the full mark. The oil is full if it has reached this position. This is the low level mark. If the oil has not reached to here, more oil must be put in. If an oil level shows above the full mark, then the machine is overfull, which may result in problems such as leaking oil seals. It is important to note that before we can perform an oil level check on mobile equipment, the unit must be brought onto a level surface. And in the case of engines, they must be stopped and allowed to stand for a few minutes before we can take a dipstick reading. If a vehicle or a machine is not level, then the dipstick reading could show a high or a low reading, when in fact it could be full. We call this a false recording. No oil can last forever, and at certain scheduled times, oil must be drained off and new fresh oil put in. We call this oil changing. Oil is drained by removing the drain plug where the old oil is caught in a dispenser or a drain tin. Never throw oil away. Oil is a pollutant and will kill off the environment if we let it drain into the soil, or worse, into streams and rivers. Old oil should be stored in drums or suitable containers and then eventually recycled by oil companies. A machine's or an engine's drain plug should be wiped clean and inspected for damage. If it has a gasket or seal, this should be in good condition, or else replaced with a new one. The plug is refitted once all old oil has finished draining. The plug must be tightened firmly, or it could vibrate loose during operation. New oil of the type and grade specified is now obtained. You will have to check the oil chart. Let's take a break as you discuss your company's oil lubricating procedures with your course controller.